1.
My name is CSannon. I'm doing a presentation on the preservation of mushrooms. The three mushrooms that I'll be using is the button mushroom, the portobello mushroom, and the shiitake mushroom. Those three mushrooms in particular, the shiitake mushroom is a very delicate mushroom that holds a lot of vitamin D and protein. It has very little amount of carbohydrate and very healthy for those of people that are into athletic sports or any kind of working out or anything like that. Like I said, the mushrooms that I'm using for the experiments are listed right here. And shiitake is actually found in East Asia, which means that it's very limited in the United States. It actually gets shipped from East Asia and not grown that often here. So there's a great economic value here for the shiitake mushroom because of the fact that preservation usually is canning. They don't do a lot of food drying with the mushrooms. So I'm presenting a experiment that enable us to use three different methods of preservation. The three methods are freeze drying, oven drying, and cold drying, which is refrigerator drying. As you see that the freeze drying will be at negative 78.2 degrees Celsius. Oven dries at 70 degrees Celsius and 38 degrees Celsius for fridge drying. The pre-treatments will be soaking, which will be in hot water, blanching, which usually deals with chlorine, and also that will be taking place with about, I think it's about 10 minutes of blanching, and we'll be soaking each one of these mushrooms in 5 degrees citric acid, and 5% citric acid and 5% absorbic acid. The purpose, like I was mentioning before, is that it's a less expensive method of increasing shelf life of the mushrooms. Also, that the experiments that I've seen on my research was done for the button mushroom, but not for the shiitake. And the fact that it's so delicate that if we use these methods, it'll actually be able to preserve it. And I want to see if it's going to be possible to work to maintain the same quality of mushroom. The materials listed here. I'll be buying the mushrooms from Publix. I'll be taking the container of the mushrooms, each set of the mushrooms, and putting it through the pre-treatment, then using the different methods and drying and seeing exactly which one will result in a better quality. One of the methods that I'll be using will be to see if it works would be the reabsorption, which is what the dehydrated mushroom will be put back into the blanching process and see the mass, if it will maintain the exact mass that it was from before. And also I'll be looking at the UV light, putting it through UV to see if the color will maintain from before. Here's my timeline. The January 15th, I'll be obtaining my materials. I'll be going through my experiment starting through February 1st. The first mushroom that I'll be going through will be the shiitake, which will be the 1st through 13th. February 14th through 25th, I'll be working on strictly the white button mushroom, and then the middle portobello mushroom will be next the following week. And then I'll be gathering all my data to follow after that, and then from there I'll be gathering all the statistics and putting it through a couple of mathematical equations that I've had set up. My rough draft and final draft of the presentation will follow. To conclude it, like I said, I'll be running different methods. Like I'll be running the freeze dry and the refrigerator dry method, and I'll be checking to see which one will give it a better quality and will prolong the shelf life depending on the treatment done.